When times get tough, we all rely on animal videos to boost our moods. With countless hilarious TikTok cat videos and animal live streams to choose from, the internet is full of happy distractions. But one particular pig live stream caught the eye of Laura Palladino, a woman who just wanted to watch something that would melt her stress away. To Laura's dismay, her pig binge watch session would soon become a nightmare. It was a calm Friday night on October 30th, 2020, when Laura Palladino was surfing the web, desperate to find a show or movie for a brief escape. But before Netflix could lure her in, a pig livestream piqued her interest. It wasn't just any pig livestream video, however, as the star of the swine cam was a pregnant pig named Ethel that Laura had visited at June Farms in West Sand Lake, New York a few weeks prior. Laura was simply excited to see if Ethel had given birth yet. Ethel was still plump and pregnant, but Laura tuned in anyway to watch the pale pink pig with black spots sleep and waddle around in piles of hay. "It's the least stressful thing on the internet," Laura explained to CBS. But as the emotional animal got rowdier, Laura watched her knock a low-hanging heat lamp onto the ground of her pen. What could possibly go wrong? Ethel began kicking clumps of straw, wood chips, and hay on top of the fallen lamp, which made Laura shudder. Dry hay plus a heat lamp is simply a recipe for disaster. It wasn't long before the lamp set the hay ablaze, the barn itself following shortly afterwards. As the flames licked their way up the sides of Ethel's wooden pen, Laura went into panic mode. Laura was simply a spectator observing from countless miles away, but there was no way she was gonna let Ethel become bacon. And believe it or not, Laura was the only spectator. The stakes were high. "I started freaking out. I was the only one watching, which is what made my heart sink. There was nothing I could do and it was terrifying," she stated. But Laura had to do something. She grabbed her phone in a panic. Laura frantically called June Farms, her heart beating faster with each ring. Nobody answered. She then called the police and local fire department with no luck. Feeling defeated, Laura finally called Matt Baumgartner, the owner of June Farms. With just enough time to spare, someone answered the phone. "They busted in," Laura said. "I started crying like this is just a lot." Laura was at the edge of her seat, hoping and praying she wasn't about to witness a live pork roast. As seen in the livestream, one farmer used a fire extinguisher to stop the growing flames, while another one gave pregnant Ethel gentle, comforting rubs. She escaped death by the skin of her teeth. Although Ethel seemed completely calm and unbothered as she didn't notice the fire, the farmer wanted to make sure she was alright. And the farmer was holding her and he's like, "I'm so sorry. You could tell how much you love those animals." I was like, "Oh," Laura continued. Farm manager Josh Viggs was particularly touched by Laura's heroism, as he's cared for Ethel since he was just a little piglet. "It's definitely inspiring to know there are other people that feel as much affection and love towards these animals as we do," he said. "I don't like to think about how bad it could have been if she didn't say something," he relayed to WKBN. "It sure is a grisly thought, which is why June Farms publicly thanked Laura for her heroic actions. Without Laura's immediate action, we don't know what would have happened to our pigs. We're so grateful to her, the West Sand Lake and Averill Park fire departments who arrived immediately, and our farm manager Jay Vicks who arrived first to put out the fire with June Farms Matt." June Farms wrote on Facebook, "This has been a difficult lesson to learn about the danger of heat lamps and how quickly and easily they can cause a fire. We consider ourselves so incredibly fortunate that the pigs are safe and were unharmed." The Facebook post continued, but Laura's connection with the farm didn't end there. Laura was forever bonded with sweet Ethel, and soon after the incident, she traveled back to June Farms to pay pigs Ethel and Lucy another visit. Josh Vicks also wanted to thank Laura for her big heart and determination in person. While Laura happily fed and pet the four-legged mama-to-be, the farmers informed her that the first pig in Ethel's litter would be named Laura. What an honor! "I never thought I'd have a pig named after me, but I'll take it," Laura told CBS with a giggle. "We bet the employees at June Farms are keeping a close eye on Ethel, just to make sure she doesn't get herself into any more trouble." Laura Palladino's virtual heroism is undoubtedly admirable,